Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to DESI USA. I am Tabinda Gul. Let's take a look at the headlines. Trump and Zelensky clash at White House over US military aid to Ukraine. Migrant arrest at US-Mexico border polemic as Trump's immigration policies take hold. Bangladesh student leaders launch political party amid speculations over anti-India stance. China slams US tariff pressures and blackmail after Trump's new trade threat. Adidas eyes US market gains as seeks growth beyond Samba and Gazelle. Rafael Caro Quintero pleads not guilty to US drug trafficking charges. Protests erupt in Greece on anniversary of deadly train crash. Rare earth metals, why they matter and what makes them rare. 2 lunar landers en route to moons for NASA's $2.6 billion program. And Russia and US hold talks in Istanbul are reset without Ukraine. These are headlines. Lead to news detail. Now the top story is here. A heated exchange between US President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky erupted at the White House, highlighting growing tension over continued US military support for Ukraine. During a tense meeting, Trump bluntly stated that Ukraine is not winning the war against Russia despite receiving $350 million in US military aid. He further claimed that without American assistance, the conflict would have ended within 2 weeks. Zelensky, visibly frustrated, pushed back against Trump's remark, insisting that Ukraine remains committed to its defense and that continued support is crucial for resisting Russia's aggression. The confrontations reportedly escalated into a shouting match, leaving Ukrainian officials disappointed by the lack of a unified stance. The clash underscored the strained relationship between the two allies as Ukrainians struggled to secure additional aid amid increasing skepticism from Washington. Political analysts warned that the dispute could have serious implications for future US assistance, with Trump signaling a shift in his administration's approach to the ongoing conflict.
Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I.
You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2.
Migrant arrest at the US-Mexico border fell to near record lows in February, a sharp decline attributed to President Donald Trump's aggressive immigration policy. The drop comes after Trump enacted a sweeping asylum ban and deployed military forces along the southern border. Despite the decrease in crossing, Trump remained focused on combating drug smuggling, blaming Mexico, Canada, and China for exacerbating the fentanyl crisis. In response, he announced tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada set to take effect on March 4, with additional devices targeting Chinese import. While the administration hailed the decline as a victory, legal battles and rising tensions raised questions about whether the trend reflects lasting progress or a temporary. Critics warned that the restrictive policies could face judicial challenges while economic concerns loom over the new tariff. A group of Bangladeshi student leaders who played a key role in last year's protests against former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina have launched a new political party, the National Citizen Party (NCP), led by Nahid Islam, a former coordinator of the protest and a recent member of the interim government. The party aims to establish a new Bangladesh. Nahid Islam has criticized India's ruling elite for engaging in divisive politics and anti-Bangladesh rhetoric. However, he insists that the NCP is not aligned against any foreign nation and will focus on national interests rather than pro-India or pro-Pakistan politics. The party formation has raised concern in New Delhi about a potential shift in Bangladesh political stand. While the NCP has yet to announce a formal foreign policy, observer believes its rise signals a move toward a more self-reliant and independent political directions in Bangladesh.
You came to this country for a brighter future for you and your loved ones. You've made it this far. Now it's time to become a citizen. With citizenship, you gain the right to vote, access to federal jobs, the ability to keep your family closer, and the freedom to travel with a U.S. passport. These are just a few of the benefits waiting for you when you become eligible. We're here to help you through the process with free resources and personalized guidance. Together, we can make it easier. Get started at becomeacitizentoday.com.
China has accused the United States of using tariff pressures and blackmail following President Donald Trump's latest warning of an additional 10% tariff on Chinese imports. The move comes as Trump continued to blame China for the ongoing fentanyl crisis in the U.S., citing a continued flow of the synthetic opioid into the country. Beijing strongly condemned the threat, warning that such actions could further strain bilateral relations and disrupt global trade. Chinese officials maintain that they have taken steps to curb fentanyl productions and export, rejecting U.S. claims of negligence. The latest trade escalations add to growing tensions between the two economic gains, with analysts warning of potential retaliatory measures from China. Adidas faces a crucial test in 2025 at its attempt to win over more American shoppers from market leader Nike, analysts say. The German sportswear giant has seen strong demand for its Samba and Gazelle sneakers, but sustaining momentum will require expanded beyond these retro favorites. Adidas is expected to push deeper into performance footwear and lifestyle segment while leveraging collaborations and marketing to capture a larger share of the competitive U.S. market. With Nike maintaining a dominant position, success in the U.S. will be key to Adidas' continued global growth this year. Alleged cartel boss Rafael Caro Quintero pledged not guilty in a Brooklyn federal court to drug trafficking charges that could carry the death penalty. Caro Quintero, who spent decades in a Mexican prison for the 1985 murder of U.S. DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena, was extradited to the United States last year. U.S. federal prosecutor emphasized the severity of the charges, accusing him of orchestrating large-scale drug trafficking operations and contributing to cartel violence. If convicted, he could face life imprisonment or execution. These cases mark a significant step in U.S.-Mexico cooperation against organized crime, with authorities vowing to hold cartel leaders accountable. Athens protesters clashed with police in Athens, throwing petrol bombs and setting fire to trash cans as hundreds of thousands of Greeks went on strike and marched in nationwide demonstration. The unrest marks the second anniversary of Greece's deadliest train crash, which killed 57 people and sparked outrage over the country's rail safety failures. The protest, led by union and victim families, demand justice and infrastructure improvement, blaming government negligence for the disasters. Police fired tear gas to disperse routers as tensions escalated in the capitals. The nationwide strike disrupted transport and public services, underscoring lingering anger over the tragedy. Officials have pledged reform, but many Greeks remain skeptical, insisting that accountability and meaningful change are overdue. Rare earth metals are increasingly in the spotlight as global demand surges for high-tech products, from smartphones to wind turbines, while governments races to secure established supplies amid geopolitical tensions. But what makes these elements rare here are some key facts. Now actually rare. Despite their name, rare earth metals are relatively abundant in Earth's crust but are rarely found in concentrated, economically viable deposit. A group of 17 elements, the rare earth family, include 15 lanthanides plus scandium and yttrium, which share similar properties. Difficult to extract, mining and refining rare earths are complex, costly and environmentally challenges, requiring specialized processing. Now the China dominance. China controls most of the world's rare earth supply, raising concern about supply chain security for other nations. Critical for modern technology, rare earths are essential for powerful magnet batteries, military equipment and green energy solutions. As demand rises, countries are investigating in alternative sources and recycling methods to reduce dependence on a few key suppliers. Two lunar lander spacecraft were currently in transit to deliver scientific instruments and technology to the moon's surface under NASA's $2.6 billion Commercial Lunar Payload Services Initiative. The mission aims to support future lunar explorations and Artemis program goals by testing new technologies and gathering crucial data. The landers developed by private companies mark a significant step in NASA's strategies of partnering with commercial firms to advance lunar science and exploration. If successful, the mission will pave the way for more frequent and cost-effective lunar delivery, enhancing research and preparations for future human missions to the moon. Russia and American officials met in Istanbul for a second round of direct talks, signaling a possible effort to normalize relations between the two countries. Despite ongoing tension over Ukraine, the discussion reportedly focused on broader diplomatic and economic ties. Russia proposed resuming direct U.S. flight and announced the appointment of a new ambassador to Washington, D.C., fueling speculations about a potential shift in relations under President Donald Trump administration. However, it's remained unclear whether these talks mark a genuine reset or a strategic move by both sides while the war in Ukraine continues. Now, with no mentions of Ukraine in official statement, concerns are growing in Kyiv and among Western allies about whether Washington and Moscow are moving toward a separate understanding that could have Ukraine sidelined. So thank you for watching and thank you for supporting. This is me, Tabinda, signing off. Stay tuned for more news. DESI TV USA, DTV NN, our OTT platform, DTV Flex, where you can access to over 3,000 channels. So stay tuned and stay with us.